They shall not grow old.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bubblegum Reviews. My name is Steve, and today's review will be on the movie here to the left of me, They Shall Not Grow Old. This is a first time watch for me. This is actually a documentary about World War One. That's my summary of the movie. I'm not gonna go crazy here. So first things first, before I actually get into the things about the movie, I guess this is kind of one, but the one thing I realize here is this is a war that was started because a guy named Franz Ferdinand got assassinated by a 19-year-old kid, and war broke out because of that. That was the main reason. There was other reasons as well, but that was the main reason for war. So over 8.5 million people died because of the assassination of one person. That to me is insane. Like, one man that's high up on the totem pole, I guess you could say, his life is worth the death of 8.5 million people. War's crazy. I know there's more into that, but that to me just does not make a damn bit of sense. That's crazy. The men who told the story about this, they did a really good job of making you, like, I know Peter Jackson was kind of given as much photo information or whatever he had to the story, but they also kind of have you sitting there thinking of what they're talking about in your head, kind of imagining it and everything like that. And they do a really good job of that. They could have left out a few of the parts, such as the guys falling into the shitter and having to like stay with it. Oh yeah, I got my fire going. I figure some nice booming special effects for the background is just what we need for this one. But no, the guy's falling into the shitter, and these guys having nothing to wipe with and having to just have it like, what? Come on, man, don't leave that in there. So yeah, there was that. I mean, obviously war is not pretty, but that's just like, these guys are sitting here dying of infections on the sidelines of their own side. Like, that's crazy. And then the thing about the ticks, like, that was just like, oh my gosh, man, that is nuts. That, or wait, not tick. Was it lice? I think it was lice. What? Oh man, those are some crazy. That's just crazy. I mean, I've seen Band of Brothers, and this has, like, I can kind of get a feel from this in Band of Brothers. I know these are two totally different wars, but war is war, and obviously circumstances back then were a lot worse than they are now. Like, now the guys have medical and all this and everything, and shots for this and that. But anyways, so there's that too that I kind of noticed, which I did like that. I Overall, I like this film. It's helps me brush up on my history of World War One that I truthfully did not know a whole bunch about. So it's a good learning experience, and I liked it. I'm a Peter Jackson fan. So as I say, director-wise, it is Peter Jackson, who's done Lord of the Rings and The Hobbits and some other stuff. I think Mortal Engines. IMDb gave this an 8.2 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 99%. I give it an 8 out of 10. The only thing that, well, there was a few kind of, yeah, the main thing that I kind of was like, oh, besides the two stories that they could have left out was, so I did watch the behind the scenes thing, and Peter Jackson kind of talks about the making of having the film, or not the army guys that he made, and like having them, and you can totally see like some of their mouths aren't moving with the words, kind of like watching like a Chinese film or something, and it's like English words coming out of his mouth. It's totally not syncing. That was kind of what it was. You could see. But that didn't really bug me to that extent. Like, it wasn't that bad. This is a very educational film. It's good for that purpose, and I did like that Peter Jackson kind of dedicated this to his grandpa who was in the war, and his great uncle, and then his partner's uncle, and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. But as I was saying, anyways, reasons I tell you to watch this is for educational purposes and just the sheer having the knowledge of, wow, that's really what happened. I'm not saying he was spot on with everything, but he did the research and everything like that. So he had the stories from the real people. So that's good right there. Box office of 20.4 million on what I found was a budget of 9, so it made 11.4 million, which documentaries usually don't make a whole bunch of money. So I'm just glad the film itself came out because this was a good watch. So tonight I won't be doing an interesting fact. I'm going to be doing one of my favorite things that he talked about on the behind the scenes. And this was the part where he was talking about, so he said that he took 2 or 3 days and went to the sites, the battle sites, and took over 2,000 pictures. And he was like showing different pictures of where he was talking about and pictures he had taken. My favorite thing about that is because look at the damn footage of those pictures. That would be such an awesome trip to go on right there. Like, that was so cool. The footage that he took while he was there, give me 2 or 3 days to go take 2 or 3 thousand pictures just driving around all day. That would be such a fun experience. So that was my favorite thing. I mean, there was other stuff in there that I really liked, like when he started talking about how he made the voices sync with the words of the guys and everything like that. That was really cool. This seemed like this was a really cool experience for him as far as directing this film, and that to me was one thing that really made me enjoy it. Like, I liked the movie once I finished it, but after watching the behind the scenes thing, I even liked the movie more because it was really cool to see how they did what they did with the characters and everything like that. So, yeah. But up next, I will be watching another older film, Treasure Island. I guess not older. The one I just did is not older. It's just based off older. But this will be my next film, Treasure Island. So stay tuned for that. Unless, of course, I finish one of my shows that I'm watching, then I'll be reviewing that next. But other than that, like and subscribe. Check out my letterbox. Check out my eBay. And last but not least, either like this review or start eating that trash can.
Mademoiselle from Armitiers, parlez-vous? Mademoiselle from Armitiers, parlez-vous? Mademoiselle from Armitiers, she hasn't been kissed in 40 years. Inky dinky